Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is our very first Under the Tent service in 2 years. Last year, we didn't even put up the tent. This year, we are back together. Isn't it exciting to be back together? It is wonderful, and it looks like we have a lot of people. I think we're going to have to probably ask Kyle for some more chairs. Joanne, we're going to probably need some more chairs in the chair. Okay. We are so very grateful. We have some great helpers tonight. Finkelstein and Todd and Bruce and Joanne. It's wonderful. Raise your hand if this is your first service back in a long time. Okay, a bunch of you. It depends on how you classify. Raise your hand if this is your first service under the tent in 2 years. That got everyone. Okay, we have a lot to celebrate and mourn and be together tonight. There's a lot of different things happening, and some of you are coming for the very first time to share Shalom, which is very exciting. And some of you have been here for your whole life. We have a baby naming, and we have a number of people here mourning losses, and we're really happy to be able to support them in this period. So I'm going to bring over Bruce, who's waiting so patiently to give the official welcome. He is no longer the synagogue president. The synagogue president is right behind you, Todd Sugarman. He has the favorite. Bruce now has the most important job there is. He is the immediate past president.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Knock, knock. Yeah. Yahoo! We are finally under the tent. All it took is for me to end my term as president, and I blame him. I blame him. He's the one with the clout. He's the one who could have done this, but no. Anyway. It's so wonderful to be out here in this place, this wonderful holy place, again, as Rabbi said, for the first time in 2 years. What a wonderful feeling. Now, I should point out that we are doing spacing with chairs. Those of you that came in early, you saw we had the chairs in groups of 2 and 1, and if you're a larger group, you can slide them together, but we are always looking to have distance in between you. And while we are out here under the tent, as of now, we are mask optional. That could change, obviously, as situations change, but for now, outdoors, under this space, we are mask optional. So it's nice to see your faces, all of your faces. What a wonderful feeling tonight. Anyhow, it's a beautiful service that the rabbi and the cantor and piano man over there have put together for you. And I'll be back later with the announcements. We have a lot coming up in the next couple of weeks. It is so good to be in this space. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's take a deep breath of nice Shabbat air. We breathe in everything we want to hold on to this week, all those precious moments that just seem to hang there and we wish were there forever. And we breathe out everything we just need to get rid of, all the traffic, all the heat, all the rain. And we breathe in and out as human beings celebrating life. And we're going to sing Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. La 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 la. La 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 la. Ya la la la. Let me hear ya. La 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 la. La 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 la. Last time. Shabbat shalom. 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 Shabbat shalom.
Boy, what a difference that makes, right? Just being
Everybody
together.
knows it by now, right?
I like it. I don't have to be the clapper. All right, so we have a very special baby naming in the back. Now that David is back over here, I think that we can bring up Amy and Chris and little baby. I don't know how little. Leah, Haya, Lila. Okay. And they have come up here, up to Buffalo, all the way from Yaphank, New York, which I don't know where that is. You know where that is?
Where?
Yaphank. Yaphank. It's Long Island. Oh, of course.
Yes, Long Island.
There's a lot of folks from Long Island here tonight.
Where would you like that?
Right over here. Let everyone see. Do you want other family members to come up with you?
I
Thank the grandma.
Looks like David and Mindy are coming. It's a very, very nice. It's been a long time since we've been able to have these kind of family reunions. This is not just about a baby naming or a big girl naming.
Yeah, I know.
How old is she now?
16 months.
16 months. Okay, precious. Okay. So we're gonna give Lila officially her Hebrew name.
Guys, I want you to be
In the middle?
in the
Okay.
middle. Yeah, don't worry about
I
it.
felt like I was in the wet, yeah.
No, it's wonderful.
Okay, so Lila, who also has a middle name Helen, we're gonna give her her official Hebrew name. So I think I had the Hebrew name right,
Yes, you
Leah
did.
Chaya, so I gave that part away. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to offer you a very special blessing, and we're gonna have everyone here join us in a blessing as well. So think about one word that you might want to give Lila here as she comes as officially becomes a Jewess here in our community. And so first of all, Lila is receiving her Hebrew name, Leah Chaya. Leah from the biblical Leah, and Chaya, which is a version of Eve. She is named after her great-grandmother. On both sides, I think. Lila, after her mother's grandmother, and Helen, after her father's grandmother. How wonderful. Anything you want to tell us about those people? Did you know them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, very well. My grandma was, some of you know her, so she was a spitfire, and I can see her essence in the baby. Excuse me. Want to say anything about Grandma?
We embody all of our different generations. Mishaberak, Avatenu Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yimatenu Sarah, Rachel, Leah. May the God of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless our precious Leah Chaya, Lila Helen, who is here in joy, who has the support of her family on both sides around her, and is loved and nurtured as a baby should. May she grow in health and happiness, in laughter and love, May she find many connections and friends and supporters. May all those who find her fall in love with her and help her and become part of her team just as we are here. And I'm going to encourage everyone to shout out, what are your blessings here for little Lila?
Home, happiness.
I heard a lot of great ones. Why don't we have Amy and Chris, if you want, or Amy, your hands are free. If you want to, underneath our candles over here. Under the candles. We're going to light our candles. So why don't we first, why don't we do our blessing of our candles first? That's on page 120. And we'll bring in all the love and peace and all of our sweet blessings for Lila. Beautiful candles light our way into our future, and may we have wonderful days like this. Now we're going to offer Lila a blessing, the priestly blessing. So if you want to put your hands on her. And this is our oldest blessing, and we often give it to children. So Cantor is going to recite the Hebrew. May God bless you and watch over you. Shine God's light upon you and grant you comfort. May God lift God's face to you and grant you and all of us peace. We say, Amen. And I have to say, Lila is the most attentive kind. 16 months old. We have some presents. I don't know if it's big enough or not, but we did give you I got named at Shir Shalom. And we have a certificate. It says the date and her Hebrew name. And it has, may she grow to embody the virtues of our people of a life learning, love, and righteous deeds. Mazel tov. And thank you for bringing your beautiful family into this community. It makes such a big difference to all of us. We're so very grateful. Mazel tov. We're going to turn to Kiddush on page 123. I'll turn over to the cantor to lead us.
Zikar
life. One day, grape juice will return to that or wine. And I know what I forgot. I forgot what I did miss about being out here. All my paper is always falling. We're going to be turning to L'Chadodi. We're going to welcome the angels, or what? Not the angels. We're going to welcome Shabbat itself. It feels like Shabbat's here, right over that field. Shabbat is going to be coming to greet us. We're going to sing the first verse, which is on page 138. And then we're going to rise for the last verse, and we'll face all the way back there, imagining Shabbat approaching. We'll bow to her, and then we'll welcome each other. We're still not up to handshaking yet, so we'll do our waves like this. Standing for Barthel, our Call of Community, page 146. Page 149 on the bottom. Please join with me in the English. 149. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change. Within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ari. On page 150, Ahavat Olam. Sing together. Sing out to the God that loves us, 152, 153.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Shinkivo Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Shinkivo Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
You may be seated. We continue with the V'ahavta, page 150.
U'kshata
155, please join me. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. And we continue on page 158 with the Mi Kamocha. Marketplace away, there is a song on the wind and joy on the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. I invite you to rise if you're able. We're going to take some time now for our own private reflections and prayers, starting on 164 and going to a 180. Take time if you want to go on the grass, find a deer, find your own place of holiness here.
May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one be the one who makes peace, bring peace down, bring peace down.
That was truly special just to hear it. You could feel the holiness here. We're going to turn to our prayers of healing, and we have a lot of people on our list. Our hearts are heavy, and we send out prayers. If you want to list someone, just call Nancy in our office. First, I'd like to just send our attention towards Scott Anderson. I was just talking to Myrna over here. And he's in the hospital now, and he really needs our prayers. It might be Lyme disease or something. And we're just praying that he can get back home very soon. We're also thinking about David Atkinson, Ebony Burse, Michael Berwick, Karen Cooper, Michelle Davis, Arthur Dezelke, Lori Eback, Phoebe Fox, Irene Green, Jeff Hamilton, Reed Hefner, Nancy Hersbrun, Sue Hill, Kenneth Nightinger, Mark Nightinger, Ken Kellick, Tony Legalvo, Diane Lynch, Larry Max, Baby Jaron Matus, Jean McGarry, Helene Mesh, Jennifer Millich, Lorraine Pleskow, Mary Rumez, Charlene Ripsick, Doris Sirota, Michael Citron, Frank Shintra, Brady Smith, Christopher Smith, Meg Wagner, Anita Weisel, Carol Wilson, Elizabeth Jeezy Yeager, and Christine Zalewski, and Hannah Ezra Ben Shul. If you have other names, just raise your hand.
Jeffrey Whittick, Levi Darkman, Susan Engelman,
John, Terry, Cindy, Kyra.
Tony Cuviello.
Wayne Graff and Roger Marchioni.
We bring all those names into the heart, some that we've said out loud and some that have been silent, and we pray for all of our
May the source of strength, who bless the
complete healing of body and soul. We send our prayers out. We hope that they'll be answered and that people will return to full health and happiness. So, you might have heard, the Olympics is starting. How many of you are planning to watch the Olympics? I think they actually already started. Japan is very far away, but NBC always delays all of the viewing of the Olympics. So I think probably they've already had the opening ceremonies, and they're asleep, and we get to witness them in just a few hours, I believe. I thought it might be fun tonight just to tell you a little bit the Jewish side of the Olympics, just so you get a sense. It's kind of like your prep, so that you're ready when you watch and you know exactly who to watch. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about Tokyo. Has anyone here been to Tokyo before? There's a small Jewish community. It makes Buffalo look very, very large. At most a couple thousand Jews living in Tokyo. We actually did have, there's someone who just came back here from Tokyo that had been living there. So I know there's a Jewish community center there. There is a Chabad Lubavitch there. Of course, we have the United States Armed Forces there, so there are soldiers and their soldiers' family, and people visiting on gap year and all sorts of things. But it's a very, very small Jewish community. Also, you should know about Japan itself. There were Jews that were saved there from the Holocaust. A lot of even though Japan was allied with Germany, they didn't have the intensive anti-Semitism that Germany had. As for Jewish athletes in this year's Olympics, there are many of them. First and foremost, we have Sue Bird. Sue Bird is on her 5th Olympics, and she is 40 years old, and she is the star of USA basketball. 5th Olympics, can you imagine? We also have Lindsay Ashram, who is a rhythmic gymnast. She is from Israel, and why you need to know about her, she's 22 years old, is that she actually won the category in the European Championships, and she is favored to win Israel maybe a gold medal. So that would be very, very cool. We also have Diego Schwartzman, who is an Argentinian. He's known as Shorty or El Paque. He's 28-year-old and he's 5'6". So he's actually not too bad in the Jewish community. I guess among the other tennis there is an advantage, I do believe, to height. We have Alex Kleinman. Alex is spelled with an I, and who is in volleyball, a 31-year-old. We have Anat Lilor, who's in surfing. This is a very cool story about Anat, because she learned to surf on the Mediterranean. And that's very different than going out of like the Pacific Ocean. It's not quite the type of waves that you get, but that's what you have to do when you're living in Tel Aviv. So that's really cool that we have an Israeli surfer. She's 32 years old. And then I think we did learn through our men's group, we have an Israeli baseball team. I did bring my little flag in. That was left over from Yom Ha'atzmaut years ago. One of the baseball team players, because they're actually collected. Ooh, this is just terrible. It's a shot here. Sorry about that. I'll put it over here. Maybe that'll. Here, I attach it this way. Okay. There are many stars from around the world, and they said, "Oh, there's baseball. Let's go to Israel." One of them's from Cuba. His name is Danny Valencia, and Ian Kinsler, who's actually a 4-time MLB All-Star. As we think about the Olympics in the past, it's kind of cool. One of them I'm going to have some trivia here, because actually Olympics is part of our history, believe it or not, as a congregation. So first of all, starting in 1896 in Athens, the very first Olympics, there were 2 German gymnasts. I don't know if they were twins. I didn't find that out. Alfred and Gustav Flattel. And they both won gold at the team parallel bars and team horizontal bars. Halford won individual parallel bowls. Now this is actually kind of a sad story because in 1936, in the Jesse Owens Olympics, they were kicked out of the Olympics because of being Jewish, and then they were murdered at Theresienstadt. Incredible, we should really remember their legacy. Alfred and Gustav Flatow. In 1900, Meyer Princeton of Paris was the first, in the Paris Olympics, was the first American Jew to win gold in a triple jump. And the cool thing about Meyer is that he lived in Syracuse. That was where he was from. That was kind of a cool story. Actually, there's a story there that when he was doing the triple jump, he was competing against this other jumper who tricked him because he thought that everyone had made a pact not to jump on Sunday, and this other jumper actually jumped on Sunday. In 1932, in Lake Placid, Irving Jaffe won golds in the 5,000 and 10,000 meter skating races. This was the first Jewish medal in the Winter Olympics. While he was there in Lake Placid, not too far away from here, I hear it's a beautiful place to visit. Maybe even someone went on their honeymoon, I think, in that direction. There were signs back then that read, "No dogs or Jews allowed," back then in 1932. In 1956, the Melbourne Olympics, it was an incredible athlete. Let's see. Oh, it looks like I forgot to write her name down, but she won 4 golds and 2 silvers, 10 medals. She was from Hungary, and her father was killed in Auschwitz, and her mother and sister were saved by Raoul Wallenberg. I'll have to get you the name. She made Aliyah after the Olympics because the USSR invaded Russia. 1972, which is the Olympics we remember, we're actually coming up on the anniversary because, what is it going to be, 50 years next year. That's where Mark Spitz won 7 gold medals. 7 gold medals. That Olympic feat stood until for 36 years, and who was the person that beat that feat? I'm sure you know that, right? Michael Phelps, right? We have the Michael Phelps Academy. Now, these next 2 you're going to know very well, and one of them is a trivia question. I'm going to see, Todd, you might know this question. Let's see. Okay, so in 1996 in Atlanta, Carrie Strug, you all remember, she was on all the Wheaties boxes, right? She was in the Olympic, she was part of the gymnastics team. And she had this amazing episode where she was struggling to walk, and she was on the vault, and she actually somehow managed to get a 9.712, and the Americans, because of that effort, were able to get the gold medal. And that was incredible. So this next one is in 2012, Ali Reisman in London, part of the Fierce Five. Who won the gold that year as well. What connection does Ali Reisman have to Shir Shalom? Does anyone know? Think about Rabbi Tannenbaum. His first sermon he claims that he ever gave on sports, I believe on our very first High Holy Days, was on Ali Reisman and how she did Hava Nagila on her floor routine. Do you remember? It was a great sermon, actually. It was a really, really good one. I think there were a number of Olympians mentioned. And he said, "This is the very first time I ever spoke about sports." Yesterday, Suzanne Lyons, who is the board chair of the U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee, said this: "I think it's going to be a delayed gratification for everyone if all goes the way we hope and expect that it will. The memory of these games is not that it should be the COVID games. It should be that it is the games that really showed the world the resiliency of humanity, that gave hope at a time when the entire world needs hope." I love that quote. I heard it on NPR this morning, and I had to tell it to you, because I was thinking, when we watch the Olympics, it's not just about these athletes. There's 11,100 Olympic and Paralympic athletes over there. But it's not just about the amazing things that they're doing. It's that they're pushing themselves to their outer limit. They're showing us what's possible. When we watch them, when we see Carrie Strug do that incredible feat, it gives us the confidence. And I was thinking, it's not just the Olympics where we get that quality. It's going through the pandemic. It's seeing the incredible things in our community and other communities, people doing and pushing themselves further than we could ever imagine. And I particularly want to mention someone who's really in a lot of our thoughts and prayers that are here, Howard Hilfstein. He was not an Olympian, although apparently he was very athletic. He was someone who really embraced life, and I saw over the last 3 years, just about 3 years ago, after dropping his youngest son Aiden off at college, he came back and was struck ill. They thought it was Legionnaire's disease. It ended up non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I'm sorry if I got the information. Sorry, Debbie, if I got a little off. But he came and he was in a coma. I was just talking to Debbie for 3 months, just about 3 months. He came out of it and he was able to have at least 3 more years with his family. Every single day pushing himself to survive in places no one would have chosen to, and he still chose every time to live. That's an example of someone pushing themselves as far as they can. Even if it meant this horrific week where we said goodbye to him, it meant that we were inspired. Sometimes we learn more about a person in that type of adversity. And I have a hero in my heart now, always, Howard. He will always be someone I look to as someone who went above and beyond and really inspired and made it possible for all of us to face everything that we're facing. Actually wrote a little poem for him. It's still in the work, so I apologize. It might change over time. But in honor of Howard, who was a gem dealer, a gemologist. To make a gem, fill a pot with water, add sugar, add more sugar, bring to a boil, and even more sugar, attach a string and pull. Out will emerge ornate crystals, sticky to touch, sweet to taste, not quite jewels, but glorious nonetheless. To find a gem is another matter. For that you need to go deep within the earth, almost to the core itself. With heavy machinery, break open rock previously untouched by human hands. Dig deep and then deeper. Do not be discouraged. When you find one of their phosphorescence gems, when you find one, their phosphorescent interior will shine without light. You will shine without light. You will be uplifted. Hold on to the gems you find or make, all of them, whether made of rock or sugar. Life is too short to do anything otherwise. Zichrono lebracha, may his memory be for a blessing, and good luck to all the athletes, wherever they are. We have a special song tonight because today is Tu B'Av, or this weekend is Tu B'Av, which is the Jewish love holiday. It's Valentine's Day. When Cantor was telling, she thinks this is when they went out to maybe get married after Tisha B'Av, which was last week, our saddest day. And she has a special song called Erev Shel Shoshanim, which is very much geared to wedding time.
Oh, it's found on page 654. And I want to read the English translation because when I start to sing this, you're going to recognize the melody immediately. And we never really get to hear the translation. So 654. It is an evening of roses. Let us go out to the grove. Myrrh and spice and frankincense are a carpet for you to tread. The night comes slowly and a breeze of roses is blowing. Let me whisper a ballad, a song of love. It is dawn. A dove is cooing. Your hair is filled with dew. Your lips are like a rose to the morning. I shall pick it for myself. If you know the melody, please sing with me. Erev Shoshanim
recognizes that melody.
Sometimes Cantor, they actually sing a lot of the Kedusha to that. I've seen it. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, they love in Philadelphia. I know they used to sing that melody. We rise for Aleinu, page 586.
And happy Tu B'Av.
Aleinu לשבח לדור הדור, let's sing aloud your celebration. Shalom, Sanu, Kigayei, Haratzot, Velo Samanu, Mishpachot Adama, Shelo Sam Aleinu Barak, V'dor Aleinu, V'chol Avoram, Anachnu Morim, U'Mishtachavim U'Morim, V'Melech, Malkei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 591. You may be seated. We're going to turn to our Mourner's Kaddish, page 598. This is one of the most important sacred duties of our community, which is to remember the names of those that are no longer with us. I already mentioned Howard Hilfstein, who passed this week, and I know that his memory will be for a blessing. We have on our list, and I know many of you, I'm looking on the list, and it's just, I can see, it's not just the nice weather that brought everyone here. There's a lot of people with a heavy heart, but also joyful, remembering their loved ones. I know in particular, we have Dr. Hanley Horowitz. We have, stand up if you're with that family. I think we have over here. That's 1 year. And we have Nathan Finkelstein's yard site this week as well. You may be seated, sorry. Hanley was a wonderful person, taken from us too soon. I saw on our list, I'll read through the list, it's amazing just seeing how many people are here for all these different people that they loved and they want to honor. I saw Morton Wakeoff is here, and Ruth is over here. Oh, there's even more. Well, why don't I read it through? Mary Nightinger. And I'll read through our whole list and we'll remember together. So it's not just on any one individual. We're remembering also Meyer Tubin and Sarah Weinstein, who passed this last month. And from the years past, Minnie Becker, Benjamin Bush, Alan Eber, Estelle Edelson, Irving Faden, Max Philip Finkelstein, Nathan Finkelstein, Milton Gabin, Harold Gefsky, Stephen Ira Haber, Mildred Gordon Hannaford, Dr. Hanley M. Horowitz, Robert Horowitz, Louis Meyer Eisenberg, Mary Nightinger, Ira Queller, Jack Landau, Sumner Leander, Aaron Lippman, Marilyn Miller, Maurice Mintzer, Michael Organic, Jack Orlick, Simon Perrell, Murray M. Pykoff, David Pohl, Jerry Rosen, Walter Rosen, Elliot Rosenthal, Paula Rosner, that was the other one I was going to say, Edward Schulafan, William Siegel, Tilly Sohinki, David L. Stein, Grace P. Stein, Chester Stricker, Doris Tubin, Gussie Z. Ungerleader, Morton Wakeoff, Jacob Weiner, and Viola Zielakowski. If you have other names you want to mention.
Nathan Quinnipiac.
Rachel Ryberg.
We bring all those names into our hearts, and those whose custom it is to rise is page 598. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabba, Yalmad, Ibrah, Yirutei, Yamlik, Makutei, V'chayekon, V'yamechon, V'chayei, V'chol Beit Yisrael, V'galav, Yizman, Karim, Yimru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba, V'borach, V'yolam, V'olei, Almaya. Yitbarach, V'yishabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh. Yitadar, Yitaled, Yitalal, Shnei Kudusha, B'rechu. Leila Mikol Birchata B'shirata, Tush B'chata V'nechamata, Damiran V'yalma V'yibru, Amen. Yehi Shlam Rabba Min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yibru, Amen. Oseh Shalom V'yimromav, Hu Yaseh Shalom, Aleinu V'yal Kol Yisrael V'yibru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, and we say, Amen. Zikranam livracha. May the memories be for a blessing. You may be seated, and I'd like to invite Bruce Chorus up for announcements.
I want to make an announcement. I want everybody to thank Bruce for all his past 3 years. We were a little worried when he took over from me 3 years ago. He did a good job.
Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you, Todd. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I have a special announcement, too. This ties in with your sermon. I received word during the service tonight. I have to get on a plane for Tokyo. I have been added to the Olympic announcements team. So, bring home the gold, right? Anyway, it's wonderful to see so many faces tonight. I know that there are people that are here for solemn reasons and sad reasons, and there are people that are here for joyful reasons, and there are people that are just here because it's a beautiful Friday night and we can be together under the tent, and it's just great to see everyone. A beautiful rain-free evening. It is not a rain-free weekend. We have Rain Klein's bat mitzvah tomorrow morning. So we wanted to say mazel tov to her. And, thank you. I'll use that one in Tokyo. Mazel tov to her parents. Mazel tov to Amy and Chris Napolitano and Mindy and Dave Weinman and the whole mishpucha back there. And what a great, well-behaved baby naming baby. She's been great. She was playing with the prayer book back there. She was better with it than Mindy is. Very nice. Anyway, mazel tov to all of you. Thank you to Rabbi Alex, Cantor Frank, and Paul Staley. It is so nice to have the three of you together under the, it's just nice to have the three of you together, but under the tent like this, it's great. We would like to thank our greeter and ushers, where Mark and Marina Finkelstein. And then as you're leaving, be sure to wave goodbye to Robin Raphael and Alan Gellin. Where are they? They are our farewell greeters tonight. So drive carefully, don't hit them as you leave. We also want to thank Kyle Burt for our outdoor setup, and thank you to Todd and to Robert for helping out. We had such an overflow crowd tonight, we needed more chairs. Thank you also to Allison Weinberger for our outdoor sound setup. By the way, some things that you may not be aware of, which is that when we are under the tent, we do still need reservations, not just when we're indoors. We can set up enough chairs, we can have enough service leaflets, we can have enough ice cream. We might be a little close. Todd, you better wait until others have had theirs. We better. As you guys know, Todd is now our new president, our new returning, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Our Tuesday at our first Board of Trustees meeting of the new fiscal year, the board unanimously approved a new slate of officers for a 2-year term. President Todd Sugarman, VP of Administration David Sapphire, VP of Worship Mindy Weinman, VP of Education, moving over into that very important slot as we head into the beginning of our community religious school, Marina Finkelstein. That's such an important position this year. And thank you, Marina, for stepping into that. VP of Finance, Joe Glickman, Treasurer, Larry Posas, Secretary, Sherry Jo Reich, and VP of Membership. So thank you to everyone on that committee. It's a very passionate and dedicated group. And I think the fact that this temple is in the position that it is in, stability, we have clergy here for 5 more, great clergy. We don't just have lousy clergy locked up. We have the best clergy team in town locked up for 5 more years. Thank you to Todd for handling those negotiations. And thank you to Rabbi and the Clergy Olympics. Thank you for your commitment to this temple. And I'm so looking forward to the next 5 years. But seriously, I've said it before, this is the cool shul. This is the place to be. And there's a reason for that. It is a very, Joanne over there, God bless her. If we put a shower in this building, she would never go home. Uh-oh, Todd just thought of that. Anyway, it's a great place to be, and you guys are the reason for that. We have the best congregation in town. The Shir Shalom family is really wonderful, and I'm just so excited about what these next couple of years will bring. I'm also excited about what the next week will bring. Friday, a week from tonight, please let it be like tonight, and we will be under the tent. That's at 6 o'clock. If not, we'll have to be indoors. And again, we are 6 o'clock, at least through the month of July. We'll let you know about August. This coming Tuesday, Shabbat is back. Where's French Fry Frank? Where's French Fry Frank? Anyway, there you are. I want to thank everyone who volunteers for it. Our Shabbat chicken captain, Betsy Zappia, over there. She ran the thing last time. Great job. Great job. Larry's a little nervous now. Larry Postis is a little nervous with Betsy doing that. Anyway, thank you to everyone who volunteers. Thank you to everyone who supports it. There are people I see in line every time. Anyway, but thank you. It's so important for us. Monday is the deadline for reservations for the summer celebration. That's Monday, August 2nd at the Transit Valley Country Club. That's a week from Monday. Wow. That's a week from Monday. So this Monday is the deadline for reservations. They can still take a sponsor or two. Talk to Joanne after the service if you'd like to know more. Backed by popular demand, the defensive driving class is going to be offered here at Congregation Shir Shalom on Saturday, August 21st. That is the 6-hour driving class that never lasts 6 hours. And that is the one where you will save, on average, about $100 a year on your car insurance for 3 years. So, if you'd like to know more about that, talk to me after the service. We want to give you an update on the sign. Look over there. See the blue sign on the building that says, "Welcome to Congregation Shir Shalom." Joanne got it taken care of on my last day as president. Thank you for that. Thank you to Robert and Todd for getting the old one off and the new one on. We no longer, as we head into our 10th year, as we are now in our 10th year as Congregation Shir Shalom, we no longer have a sign that says Temple Dadam up there. More important, we don't have a sign that says, "Don't park here or we will tow your car," or possibly set it on fire. That was such a mean sign. Anyway, thank you to Sherry Jo for sponsoring the new sign, by the way. So as you walk to your cars, take a look. It's a beautiful sign, and it's now people are going to. You're right. People are coming off the street to park in our lot because you know why? We are a warm and welcoming parking lot. Anyway, if you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out to Joanne, Rabbi Cantor, or Todd, or me. I'll still answer your calls too.
Stay up, Bruce.
Okay, we are all
Model
here.
your shirt.
It's our first
Okay.
Hawaiian shirt Shabbat of the summer.
Well, no, but not just that.
Not-
August 27th,
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, Hawaiian shirt Shabbat. All right, don't
Special-
miss it.
This is all for Bruce.
We're gonna have tropical music.
Yeah.
Of course.
We got you.
Joanne, we need drinks that night.
You're gonna need to wear a different shirt.
I will. I've got a
He's
closet
got
full
a
of
whole
them. Are you kidding?
collection of them.
I've got a
Oh, my
closet
God.
full. Joanne, we're gonna need tropical drinks for the Hawaiian shirt Shabbat.
It's a
Anyway.
Hawaiian shirt Shabbat.
Or bring your own.
Or bring your own. Anyway, thank you guys for being part of our amazing Shir Shalom family. On your way out, be sure to grab ice cream treats. There's the gluten-free, which is fruit bars. So that sounds much better to say we have fruit bars as opposed to we have gluten-free, dairy-free option. Fruit bars, ice cream, enjoy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Thanks, Chris. 6:49. This is very good.
This is dedicated to Lila. I hope you'll sing with me. When God made the world and made it full of light, the sun to shine by day, the moon and stars by night, God made it full of life, lilies, oaks and trout, tigers and bears, sparrows, hawks, and bees. And God took clay from earth's four corners to give it the breath of life. And God said, everyone, this is very good. This is very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. This is very good. This is very good. Little let your part. Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child resemble God. God we love, like God we think, like God we care, like God we love, like God we think, like God we care. This is very good.
This is very good.
This is very good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. This is very good.
This is very good.
This is very good.
This is very good.
Man, woman, and child, all are good. Man, woman, and child, all are good. And everything in between.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min ha'is cream. Shabbat shalom. As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. Please return your prayer book safely to Mark Finkelstein over there. Shabbat shalom.
He said, come and get ice cream.